Please find your person. Yes. Please find your English or Spanish?
¿Español?
Sí. Miss Carrillo, English or Spanish?
English.
And then find your person. It looks like everybody has found their table discussion. We will either converse in English or in Spanish at the tables. The goal is to really have a discussion, a conversation versus a mountaintop, one person presenting and you guys just listening. So it's really just a watering hole situation where we converse and think and how this affects at AGC and what we can do to improve. We have until 9:50, más o menos. So let's get started and have a great discussion, okay?
So after hearing that generalized,
through the door,
Right.
without all the frills, and then door you're using. So like the purpose is to get kids. If the activity is to get your thoughts onto paper, then there are obstacles for some kids to do that. And so things like assistive technology can help them get their idea onto paper because their literal challenge is taking an idea in their brain and having it come out of their hand. And so when we take that obstacle away, then their ideas flow and they get their ideas out there. On other occasions, that's not the goal. The goal is to actually write grammatically correct and form letters correctly with proper punctuation.
Right.
And so varying the activities based on what's the point and what are the students' needs and obstacles is really where I feel like that's the point, the goal.
Right, and that is indeed, are you being included despite your disabilities? Do you have a rightful presence to be here and a meaningful presence, no matter who you are, your disability, where you come from, what language you speak?
I'm going to accept you wholly for who you are and help you engage in this space, in the meaning making we're making together. And I have a purpose here, and you have a right to be here with me. And I'm going to accept you as you are, and I'm going to help guide you through that. And we'll work as a community.
Invitar, como decía, o sea, se ve para un lado otro, como más, como que te invitan más a entrar.
Si lo piensas, cuando llegan los niños contigo el primer año, el primer día, tal vez van a ver la puerta así, pero tu trabajo es hacer que se vea
como el proceso.
A una puerta automática, que es fácil de entrar, se sienten seguros.
So, como todo maestro, quieres que lleguen ahí,
Sí.
que sea automático.
So we know that rightful presence is like something that we all believe in, right? Everybody's like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. Like, yeah, that we do follow that, but people tend to forget rightful presence. And I feel like here at AGC, everybody holds each other accountable for it. Like, this is the first time where I see people like correcting each other respectfully, depending on like the language that you use, or just reminding ourselves of like, yeah, we don't use those terms anymore, but because of this, or like, and it's never been like an attack. It's been like oh no, I'm going to respectfully correct you so you can learn from that as well. And I just think like that's really awesome, because again, that's like holding all of us accountable and reminding us like, oh yeah, if you believe in rightful presence, then you're not going to speak this way, then you're going to use the correct language.
A lot of kids were also calling her a baby, and I was like, nope, don't call her a baby. I'm like, she's in first grade just like you. So she would take a little longer to go up the stairs, but a lot of times a lot of kids, I think because they have big hearts, try to help her, hold her hand. I'm like, nope, she can do it by herself. Even though she's going to take a little longer, it'll be fine. So I would be a little bit more like, let's go, you can do it, and she'd be like, okay. So just having a cheerleader, I think, helps her.
Creo que es un recurso, no es un privilegio, creo que es un recurso donde los estudiantes tienen también, ellos se sienten frustrados, ya sea que con el trabajo o algo académico, puede ser algo personal. Y creo que es algo muy importante que los estudiantes, como estamos hablando de ¿cómo es la palabra que está usando? Presencia legítima, creo que es algo muy importante, donde no nada más es para los diverse learners, es para todos, está abierto para todos.
But if you're boring, it's this.
Can you explain a little bit?
It's just like these opposites all belong. So
And then this is the part of caring. So You have opposites, you have different kinds on the spectrum, and it all comes together in a caring way.
Like making sure that our diverse learners are comfortable with who they are. I deal with this a lot personally, like just being in PE, because a lot of times our diverse learners they sit to the side because they don't feel like they're included or whatnot. But it's okay if we're playing soccer, you know what I mean? And you may not be able to kick that well, but just getting out there and playing and participating is okay. Being inclusive and making sure that people they're comfortable in their own skin, and sometimes being comfortable in your own skins means we have to put you in situations where you're uncomfortable.
I really think, Mr. Anderson, you're doing a great job, and the specialists doing a great job in seeing the talents of some of our diverse learners that have talents in other areas. They may not be very good in reading or math, but they might be very good in arts and PE, and we give them a meaningful presence.
Yes.
That's what Rightful Presence is all about. It's time to wrap up, but I want to point out a couple of things. The presentation was scaffolded. We had visual support, we had audio support, it was verbal. We had important words highlighted on the presentations. Assistive technology with speech to text was being used. We had movement going on. We had some transitions, which also gave students a movement. We had smaller groups. All of those things, best practices. It's not a special education thing. Those are best practices. And we had the language, English and Spanish. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for this amazing conversation. Hold each other accountable, moving forward to have a rightful presence at our school. Thank you.
I believe in rightful presence.
I implement rightful presence.
We embrace rightful presence.
Creemos en presencia legítima.
I commit to rightful presence in the classroom.
We promote a rightful presence at the Academy for Global Citizenship, in the district and in the entire city. Together, we can work on a more inclusive future for all students.